All right, we are here. It's Saturday morning and we are on our way into Oz Comic Con. It's Christmas edition. So this is Saturday, the whatever date it is, 10th I think it is. I'll have a quickly show you the crowd and yeah, we'll get some B-reel, get a bit of filming done and stuff like that, and yeah, we'll do a haul at the end. So stay tuned for the rest. Alright, so we have finished for Oz Comic Con Christmas edition. We only spent a couple of hours in there, pretty much just went in to buy books. I wasn't going after any art or anything like that. And yeah, I'd actually picked up quite a decent amount of books. One fairly big book. Not a major key, but it's something you don't see here very often. I'll show you the bag. Yes, it is in a slab, but I didn't pay slab price, thank God for that. But yeah, I picked up some cool books, so when I get back home, I will show you what I got. Stay tuned to see what happens. Alright, so now that we're back home, done with Oz Comic Con Christmas edition. Once again, I didn't really say this on any of the videos, but I think it's a bit silly having a con, you know, so close to Christmas. Like 2 weeks away from Christmas is, yeah, a little bit silly. But in saying that, I did find out it was supposed to be a few weeks earlier, but because of our big state election, they had to postpone it for a couple of weeks, and thus, yeah, 2 weeks before Christmas. So, but anyway, besides that, I'm a little bit sorry about the footage that I showed. Like I was too busy concentrating on hunting for books and just having a look at what was there to even film properly. So most of the filming I did of like the crowd and inside and like, you know, just doing a bit of a pan around the sort of convention hall and stuff like that was pretty much done like after the fact. Like I'd pretty much already done, and I'm like, let's just go, we're done, spent my money. And I'm like, oh, I didn't get any footage, so I just did like a little quick span around and things like that. So yeah, it wasn't as good as what I thought it was going to be. So I do apologise for that sort of footage, but it gave you a rough idea of what the cons look like in Australia, obviously if you're not from here. In saying that, I was searching for a big book. I was quite happy to spend my money on like 1 or 2 big books, and then that was it. But I did spread it out. I got quite a few books, very happy with my haul, which I'm really grateful for. I did pick up a big book. Actually, I picked up a couple of big books, but one really big book, and it's, some people would say, like in the States, they might see this sort of book day in, day out, so it's not a big book for you guys, but I'll explain when I get to it. I'll leave it to last why it's a big book for me and why it's a big book for over here. But anyway, let's get into the haul. So, as you can see, there's the haul. And yes, there is a slab in there. Now, don't worry about that. That's the book I was talking about. I'll get to that at the end, and you'll see what I mean. So first up, we've got, to add to my small but slightly growing Werewolf by Night run, I picked up Werewolf by Night 39, which is the first meeting of Brother Voodoo and a Werewolf by Night. Also their first team up. So yeah, very, very happy to add another one to the collection. As I've said before, Werewolf by Night books, they're a little bit harder to get over here and at a reasonable price. Like most of them over here, you know, you're paying $50, $60 even for a run filler sort of book. So it's not easy spending $50 on a book that might be just a run filler. But saying that, picked up that and I was happy. I did also add more to my Tomb of Dracula collection, my Tomb of Dracula run, which I'm trying to complete. So I picked up, now I don't know whether any of these are keys or not. I didn't really have a quick look. I was just sort of scrolling through what numbers I needed. They only had sort of later numbers. So we have Tomb of Dracula 55. Tomb of Dracula number 56. Tomb of Dracula number 57. So at least a few numbers in succession there, which is also a good thing. Definitely had to grab this one because it has my boy Blade on it. So Tomb of Dracula number 58. Alright, so that's it for that. So I did spread the love a bit around the stalls and also with some of the franchises that I'm sort of diving into. So I also picked up Fantastic Four number 74. So classic cover there with Silver Surfer and Galactus. No real sort of major key aspect to this, so it's more the fact it's just a classic cover. It's another one of those sort of Silver Surfer books, obviously, in that sort of small, you know, like the 50, like not 50s as in 1950s, but 50s, 60s and 70s number wise. So yeah, very happy to pick up that. It's very rough, but I paid a good price for it, for over here anyway. Fantastic Four number 44. So this is actually the first appearance of Gorgon, which is Black Bolt's brother from the Inhumans. So yeah, definitely glad I picked up that. So this like predates the first appearance of the Inhumans, which is actually I think the next book, yeah, which is 45. So that's definitely 45 is definitely on my list too. But at least I picked up first Gorgon, so that's good. Another one to add. This is not really part of the Defenders run that I'm trying to chase, but it predates the Defenders number 1, so the start of it. But it's Marvel Feature presents the Defenders number 2. So this is actually the second team appearance of the Defenders, second appearance of the Defenders. So yeah, glad to pick that up. Picked up a couple of X-Men books as well. So you got Uncanny X-Men 118. So that's the first appearance of Mariko Yashida, which was Wolverine's early love interest, almost wife. So you could say fiance, but yeah, she was, and she was portrayed in the Wolverine movie where he went to Japan. So yeah, glad to pick that up. These are books that obviously 141 is definitely one I want because I absolutely love that cover, but so rare over here, so expensive over here. But Uncanny X-Men 142, it's another classic sort of cover, and that's from the Days of Future Past run storyline. So I was definitely happy to pick up that. I wish I had been able to pick up 141, but yeah, you know, as I said, don't see it very often. Now this is Giant Size Creatures featuring Werewolf by Night number 1. Now this is actually the first appearance of Tigra. So like before this, she was called just Cat. She was just called Cat. But this is actually calling her Tigra, so this is technically her you call it her first appearance as Tigra. So definitely happy to pick up that. Not a key issue of any kind, but still a cool book. Incredible Hulk 157, and I had to get it because it's got a Spidey villain on it. So I definitely had to pick up that. So it's got Rhino on it. As I said, no real key element to it. More the fact that it's just a cool book with a cool cover with a Spidey villain. Once again, this is this is one of those sort of silver bronze age sort of keys that's it's a key just for the cover, but it's definitely an iconic cover. If you ever remember sort of pure non-key iconic covers from the silver and bronze age, this is definitely on that list. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 4. That classic Jim Steranko cover. Obviously it's very rough, but yeah, I paid pretty dirt cheap for this once again for over here. So definitely glad I picked up that. But that also tells the origin of Nick Fury as well. Another key book. Now this is a Marvel Spotlight book, but it's not a Marvel Spotlight as in like say first Werewolf by Night, first Ghost Rider, that sort of stuff. This is Marvel Spotlight On. So it's Marvel Spotlight On number 6, and this is the first comic book appearance or comic size book appearance of Star-Lord. Because he was in Marvel Preview Magazine 4, I think it was actually his technically first appearance, but this is first appearance in comics, so not magazine format, in other words. This one's definitely a big key. This book sort of has gone, up and down, but over here it's still a very expensive book, but I just happened to see one on the wall at a really reasonable price, and I snapped it up, and that is Captain America 117. First appearance of Falcon. So definitely glad to cross this one off my comic book wish list. Definitely glad to get that. Now for the slab. Now, take it out of the plastic. So as I said, it's still classified as a key issue, but they're very rare over here. Now we're talking, this is an Incredible Hulk book. We're talking the first volume, which is classified as just number 1 to number 6, done in the Silver Age. I did quickly show this on my boy Remy Q Studios thing today, actually, on Remy's place. Mainly did it because Mark from Legion of Comics is there, and he's a big Hulk guy. Now, I bought this in a slab because pretty much, you never see the 1 to 6s here, never. As I said on Remy's place, it's pretty much, I've seen like 2 books only in that 1 to 6 ever, like over here. You never ever see them. I've seen, and literally those 2 books I've seen in this year, and that's it. So 20, 30 years, whatever, of collecting comics off and on, never ever seen any. Saw one at the show, I knew the seller, talked to him, negotiated a price. I won't tell you what I paid for it because it's not going to be anywhere as close to what you guys pay for it over there in the US. But I still got a really good deal because I got a good, we'll say a good couple $100 off it. So that'll give you an indication of what I'm sort of been paying. But yeah, super glad to knock this one off the comic book wish list as well. So it is the first appearance of Tyrannus, and it is Incredible Hulk number 5. So it's only a 2.0, but that doesn't faze me at all. I just want it for the book. So yes, I know Mark really cringed. Mark from Legion of Comics really cringed when I said I was going to crack this. I won't be doing it anytime soon, but I definitely will crack this eventually, because I want to be able to look at the book, smell the book, what you do when you love your old school books. But yeah, definitely that was my big purchase of the weekend. I had a few choices for the big purchase, but yeah, this one stood out mainly because of the rarity over here more than anything else. As I said, very, very rare to see the the first 6 books over here at all. So yeah, super glad to get that. So that's it. So this video's gone long enough. This is probably going to end up being almost a 20-minute video. I please do hope that you do stick towards the end. Obviously, you can fast forward to some of the crowd scenes if you want, things like that. They only go for a couple of minutes anyway. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for you know, the support. Please leave a thumbs up, comment if you wish. If there's any more information about the books that you want to give me, obviously I covered basic stuff anyway, just leave it in the comments below. And obviously if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. So that'll do for this video. Thank you once again, and yeah, keep safe, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.